May I begin? I guess so. Good morning, friends. Just a second. I'm okay. Yes. Good morning, friends, and welcome to yet another online service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Catskills. I'm Catherine Cattabiani, member of the UU Catskills Worship Committee. Our minister, the Reverend Bob Janice Dillon, will be starting in September. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you're welcome here. Unitarian Universalism is a non-creedal religious faith that welcomes all seekers. Here at UU Catskills, we affirm that Black Lives Matter. We are a welcoming congregation for members of the LGBTQ community. We're a congregational affiliate of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network. And we are active voices in the effort to address climate change. Thank you for joining us this morning. But please stay muted and please go on speaker view, which is in your upper right-hand corner. Speaker view is best for services. And when we go into breakout rooms, gallery view is best. If you're new, we encourage you to visit our website at uucatskills.org. And if you'd like to be added to the mailing list, you can just add your email to the chat box or online at uucatskills.org. In this week's announcements, bedtime story and more is at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Children and youth and everyone of all ages are welcome. The link is in the weekly update and online at uucatskills.org. Stay connected after the service. Oh, there we go. Despite what it said in Friday's update, next week's service is coming to us from Meade Lombard UU Ministry and Leadership School. And then please join us the next week on September 5 to meet our new minister. The service will be outside, and if it rains and the service has to be inside, the board has a solution. Members have been asking about returning to in-person service, and the board is approaching that in a modest and safe way. It will come in the form of rain plans for the September 5 picnic. The plan is for Reverend Bob to give his first service outside on the front lawn, followed by a picnic in a limited way. Members and guests can sign up in advance for what we will call the invitation list by providing their vaccination record and agree to wear a mask inside. We'll invite a limited number in advance of the service so that they can plan on attending the service inside the sanctuary in case it rains. Look in the September newsletter where more details and how to sign up will be given. Stay connected after the service. There will be breakout rooms in gallery view where you can visit with new and old friends. Oops, I lost my pages. Hold on. Let us worship together. This morning's prelude is being played by Satch Waldman and Emily by Johnny Mandel. Thank you. So please join me for our unison affirmation. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love to all living beings. May we know once again that we are not isolated, but connected in wonder and joy to mystery and miracle in the universe, in this community, and in each other. So during the height of the pandemic, during the cold weather, when the promise of vaccines seemed far away and we were missing each other, community circles were formed to help us keep in touch. Woodstock, Saugerties, Poughkeepsie, New Paltz, Kingston Central, Kingston West, Kingston East, Dutchess, Columbia, Hurley Plus, groups composed of people who lived in the same relative area. Initially, they met in little boxes on Zoom, but with the warm weather, they were able to meet outdoors. We were hoping to all see each other in person again, as our cello sliding words say, in grateful, loving community. But in the meantime, we thought we might take a service to all get reacquainted and reintroduce ourselves to folks who have joined us, reintroduce ourselves, but also to introduce ourselves to the folks who have joined us since we went on Zoom. The service was built with that in mind. Members of the community circles were each asked to bring in a reading, an extract, a story, a tune, something that they would like to share. Some picked a passage that spoke to them, some facts about their favorite topic, a selection from an antique book, a poem they wrote, a song that spoke to them. Some chose to explain who they were. Today's service is assembled from the pieces that each group selected. I would also like to say this service would not be possible without our tech host, Kristen Shara, who patiently assembled all these contributions that were all sent in using different formats. As a matter of fact, she had to change the order of some of the selections to ease transitions, but she did it, and thank you, Kristen. And thank you, Vicki and Tom, for backup. It is a delight to see how various people approached their assignment. There will be no commentary. We're just going to listen. As Agatha Christie wrote in The Mysterious Affair at Styles, an appreciative listener is always stimulating. So we're going to start with the contribution from Kingston East Community Circle. UU Catskills East Kingston Circle meeting in friendship, mutual admiration, welcoming two new members, sharing ourselves and our church. The Merry Band lists 24 people. The UU Catskills Kingston East community has been meeting at Robert Post Park most of the summer. We enjoy seeing old friends and greeting new friends and are profoundly comforted to experience their physical presence. Last week, we were at the river on a particularly humid day and found hundreds of gulls. We find the river peaceful and refreshing. The sound of the water soothes, as does the breeze, and forms a quiet backdrop to our conversation. But the Hudson River also becomes a metaphor. It flows south, taking our cares and concerns to the greater world, and brings back to us the concerns of others through the tide. We see the train on the other side of the river going back and forth, doing the same. We are no longer isolated, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, the world, and to each other.
My sister keeps saying, well, where was the doctor? I didn't see the doctor. That's the doctor. No, the doctor's an oldie. No, that's the doctor.
Should we get a picture?
I am taking a
She
picture.
doesn't recognize her. Wherever we see her, she doesn't recognize her. She said, no, I remember.
Slow motion, isn't it?
Well, if you go, it's video. If you go to, where'd the birds go?
Blessed be. Okay, please join us and the children as we light our chalices.
We light this chalice in grateful, loving community.
Even in the darkest of times.
It's flame like paths
to courage, justice, and hope.
Please join us and the Ukes in singing Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Okay, not for children only, for children of all ages, we have a story about listening.
It was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy. But first, Bear had a story to tell.
Mouse, would you like to hear a story?
Asked Bear with a yawn.
I'm sorry, Bear,
Said Mouse.
but it is almost winter, and I have many seeds to gather.
Bear helped Mouse find seeds on the forest floor. When they had finished, Mouse said,
See you soon.
and tunneled underground to wait for spring. Bear took slow, sleepy steps through the forest. Fallen leaves crunched under his feet.
Hello, Duck.
said Bear, sitting down to rest his tired legs. "Would you like to hear a story?"
I am sorry, Bear,
said Duck.
but it is almost winter and I am getting ready to fly south.
"I will miss you, Duck," said Bear. He raised his paw to check the direction of the wind.
I will miss you too,
said Duck, and he flew off. The sun was heavy and hung low in the sky. Bear's eyelids were getting heavy too. He counted colors to keep awake. 3 pink clouds, 2 red leaves, 1 green frog. "Hello," said Bear. "Would you like to hear a story?"
"Ibbit."
"I am sorry, Bear," said Frog.
"Ibbit."
"But it's almost winter, and I have to find a warm
"Ibbit."
place to sleep." Bear dug a frog-sized hole between 2 evergreens. Then he tucked Frog in under a blanket of leaves and pine needles.
"Ibbit."
"Thank you, Bear," said Frog. "I will see you
"Ibbit."
in the spring." Bear leaned against the old oak tree. He stretched and yawned and scratched his belly. "I wonder if Mole is awake," he thought. "Mole? Are you there, Mole?" Mole was already asleep. "Good night, Mole," said Bear with a sigh. The first winter snowflakes began to fall. Many months passed and the sun returned. It melted the snow and woke the trees. Bear rolled out onto the green grass. "It's spring," he said. "Now I can tell my story." But first, Bear brought Mouse an acorn.
Thank you, Bear,
said Mouse. Mouse was hungry after a long winter. "Welcome home, Duck," called Bear. "You must be tired from your journey." Bear showed Duck a shady mud puddle he'd found. Bear placed Frog in the sunshine till he was warm and awake. Frog opened one eye, then the other. "Good morning," said Bear. Bear, Mouse, Duck, and Frog waited all day for Mole to wake up. Finally, Mole poked his nose out into the moonlight. "Mole," said Bear, "would you like to hear a story?" Bear gathered his friends. He sat up straight and cleared his throat. He puffed out his chest, and with all of his friends listening. Bear could not remember his story. "It was such a good story," he said, hanging his head. "But winter is a long time for a bear to remember." The friends sat together for a quiet minute. The Mouse said,
maybe your story is about a bear.
and the Duck said,
Maybe your story is about the busy time just before winter.
I think there should be other characters in it too, suggested Frog.
like a mole,
said Mole.
and a mouse, and a duck, and a frog.
Bear sat up straight again. He cleared his throat, puffed out his chest, and began his story with, "It was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy."
Now it is a time for us to come together for meditation. Let us enter into a time of quiet, a time to come into the present, a time to pause, reflect, a time to listen to yourself and hear your own story.
This is an excerpt from Louise Erdrich's The Painted Drum. Life will break you. Nobody can protect you from that, and living alone won't either, for solitude will also break you with its yearning. You have to love. You have to feel. It is the reason you are here on earth. You are here to risk your heart. You are here to be swallowed up. And when it happens that you are broken or betrayed or hurt, or death rushes near, let yourself sit by an apple tree and listen to the apples falling around you in heaps, wasting their sweetness. Tell yourself you tasted as many as you could.
The next part of the service is the offertory, is the offering. Our congregation is sustained by your generous gifts. For the month of August, we are sharing a plate with the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network, of which we are an affiliate. Their mission is to provide a network of safety and support to immigrants, regardless of status. They're committed to building a world of racial justice, equity, and inclusion, and respect for diversity. There are several ways to contribute to UU Catskills that are on the slide. You can share via text, a check, or online at uucatskills.org. For our olfactory, Satch is going to play Blackbird by the Beatles. Thank you, all of you who contributed financially. Thank you for your financial generosity. And speaking of offerings, now, yes, we could not hear it, Sasha. None of us could hear it, but we're going to next time. So now let us join together and just listen to some of the offerings that came from the people in our community circles, starting with Peter Musty.
Hi, I'm Peter Musty from Rhinebeck, and the piece I'm going to read is by Thich Nhat Hanh. When you plant lettuce, if it does not grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You look for reasons it is not doing well. It may need fertilizer, or more water, or less sun. You never blame the lettuce. Yet, if we have problems with our friends or family, we blame the other person. But if we know how to take care of them, they will grow well like the lettuce. Blaming has no positive effect at all, nor does trying to persuade using reason or argument. That is my experience. No blame, no reasoning, no argument, just understanding. If you understand, and you show that you understand, you can love, and the situation will change. Thank you.
This is a song by Pete Seeger. He wrote it back in 1971, and I wanted to do it with my group in the 90s, and it required three-part harmony, and this song originally didn't have a vehicle for three-part harmony, so I wrote a bridge. So this is the version of Pete and me. Sailing down my golden river. Sailing down my golden river, sun and water all my own. Yet I was never alone. Sun and water, old life givers, I'll have you where'er I roam. And I was not far from home. Sunlight glancing on the water, life and death are all my own. Yet I was never alone. Mighty river rolling seaward, water salt and fresh combined. Feel the current, feel the power. Many lives are thus entwined. Life to raise my sons and daughters, golden sparkles in the flow. And I was not far from home. Sailing down my winding highway, travelers from near and far. Yet I was never alone. Mighty river rolling seaward, water salt and fresh combined. Feel the current, feel the power. Many lives are thus entwined. Sailing down my golden river, sun and water all my own. Yet I was never alone. And I was not far
What is Your Ministry? By Bruce T. Marshall. Leadership in a Unitarian Universalist congregation involves ministry. Not just those who are ordained, everybody has a ministry. What is yours? Maurice Sendak, author of Where the Wild Things Are, once observed, "There must be more to life than having everything. That is, there must be more to life than the endless pursuit of everything." Ministry involves witnessing to that something more, offering service or testimony, standing in awe or taking a stand, or engaging in a mission that affirms, yes, there is more to life. All ministries are not the same. In Paul's letter to the Romans, he observes, "We have different gifts based on the grace that was given to us." We are given different talents, and there are so many ways of having a ministry. Evangelical Christians are good at recognizing this. They're good at extending the concept of ministry to all. It's one reason that evangelical Christian churches can be so vital. A church consultant told of working with a super mega congregation, something like 10,000 members and growing. He described wandering through the building late one night and coming upon a group of custodians taking a break. He complimented them on the condition of the facilities. One of the custodians replied, "We are all ministers. When we're cleaning a room at night, we think about what's going to happen there during the day and how we can serve that aim." They weren't just doing a job, they were offering service. What is your ministry? How do you respond to that call of something more? Perhaps there's a mission you need to fulfill, or a message to learn and convey, or a truth you must witness to, or a value you are called to affirm. Perhaps there's a journey you need to undertake, or a vision you must seek and explore. Maybe your ministry involves being present for another person, someone for whom you can make a difference. As leaders, part of our own ministries involve enabling others to find theirs. We ask not just, what is my ministry, but also, what is yours? And how can we help each other in the ministries we share? Strength and spirit grow in a congregation whose members participate in ministry. "I don't know what your destiny will be," Albert Schweitzer said, "but one thing I know. The only ones among you who will really be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve."
I don't regret the time I spent loving my planted geranium, enclosed by good earth and green plastic, hanging in a southern window, my arms around her, my lips on a leaf kissing her, telling her how much I love her, how much I appreciate her giving us 5 perfect pink blooms, seemingly all at once. I am 80 years now, closer to death than to living. Of all the time I have spent, I don't regret the time I spent loving my geranium, kissing her sweet leaves, and thanking her.
On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The peace that was meant to be. Love, kindness, brothers, sisters, we. Let us walk with each other to find a perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, this moment now, to take a solemn vow. Live each moment, grow each moment, in peace all the days. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Hey, 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 hoo, hoo, hey, 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 hoo. hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hoo a hoo a hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hey ya hey ya hey 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 ya hi ya hoo a hey ya hey ya hey hey ya hi ya hoo hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hoo a hey ya hey ya hey ya ya hi ya hoo. Once there was a city. Now there is only sand. Mystical winds sing songs of what had come before. A dream of a city where we lived together. We tended a garden that was visited by people from all directions. A healing garden. Our twin flame souls reside there still. Where now we see only desert, there was a sacred sea, aqua blue surrounding spires, standing majestically. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hoo a hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey hey ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey hi ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hoo a hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo a hoo a hoo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hi ya hoo.
So the next thing is our closing words.
Morning. I am Maura Sullivan, and for our closing words, I am reading The Moment by Margaret Atwood. The moment when, after many years of hard work and a long voyage, you stand in the center of your room, house, half acre, square mile, island, country, knowing at last how you got there, and say, I own this, is the same moment when the trees unloose their soft arms from around you, the birds take back their language, the cliffs fissure and collapse. The air moves back from you like a wave, and you can't breathe. No, they whisper, you own nothing. You were a visitor, time after time, climbing the hill, planting the flag, proclaiming, we never belonged to you. You never found us. It was always the other way around.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who contributed today. So please join me as we extinguish our chalices. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Please stay connected for the breakout rooms. Blessed be.